What requirement must be met for an electronic notarial act using communication technology as outlined in the Powers and Duties section? To answer this question, let's have a look at section 135-C from the Powers and Duties section of the Notary Public License Law booklet entitled Electronic Notarization, just to give us familiarity with where the definition of communication technology is stated, and that's at subdivision 1, subsection A, communication technology, which means an electronic device or process that allows a notary public and a remotely located individual to communicate with each other simultaneously by sight and sound. Now, what's necessary for implementing that communication technology can be found at section 182.8 of the Notary Public License Law booklet entitled Communication Technology, and it states under subsection B, the electronic notary shall keep a copy of the recording of the video and audio conference that includes, at a minimum, subsection 1, the complete notarial act, etc. Subsection 2 is any signatures, etc. Subsection 3 is a verbal description, etc. And it further states, just skipping to the second part of the statement, that the recording must be maintained for a period of at least 10 years from the date of the transaction. So bearing all this in mind, let's have a look at our 4 choices to determine the solution. Choice A states, the principal must provide a digital fingerprint for identity verification. Well, the law does not state anything regarding digital fingerprints. It does talk about the idea of personal knowledge, communication technology, as I mentioned, and identity proofing, but not digital fingerprinting, and therefore choice A is not the correct solution. Choice B states, the notary and the principal must both be residents of New York State. Now, this is not mentioned in the section on communication technology, and in any case, it's incorrect because while the notary public must be physically located in New York State, the person who would be signing the document, for instance, does not need to be, and therefore choice B is not the correct solution either. Choice C states, the notary must record the session and retain the recording for a specific period. Well, that aligns with what we read from before. If you recall, that was 10 years, and therefore choice C seems to be our solution, but before we mark it as such, let's have a look at choice D just to be certain. Choice D states, the notary must use a state-provided digital notary seal for each act. Well, the law doesn't mention anything about digital notary seals. There is the idea of electronic signature for an electronic notarization, but not a digital notary seal, and therefore choice D is not the correct solution, which indeed leaves choice C. The notary must record the session and retain the recording for a specified period as the correct solution.